Hello, and welcome to Naxai Academy. Let's learn how to create and send a voice broadcast on Naxai. Before starting, you will need to purchase a phone number if it's not already done. Go to Voice on the menu on your left and then Numbers. Here you can request a number by sending an email to support@naxai.com. Once your number is purchased, it will be displayed here along with its country. Now let's set up our voice broadcast. Go to Voice Broadcasts under Voice and click Create Broadcast. First, give your campaign a name. For example, here, Unpaid Invoice Reminder. Then, choose the phone number that will be displayed when your recipient receives the call. Now select the segment containing the contacts you wish to call. Then, choose a calendar if you want to schedule calls during specific hours and avoid calling recipients at night. Now it's time to edit the script. Click on the button and a panel will open on the right. First, set the text-to-speech by select the language and the voice you want to use, woman or man. Here you can enable answering machine detection. If you enable it, you can hang up immediately or leave a message using text-to-speech or an audio file. You just have to click on Upload Audio Files and select your files. You can also listen it if you want. Here we will use text-to-speech with the following text. Note that calls marked as hang-up will be retried. Calls left as voicemail are considered delivered and won't be retried. Now let's create the welcome message. You can use also text-to-speech or upload an audio file, and you can choose how many times you want to replay the welcome message. 1 time, 2 time, or no replay option. Here, we will use this text containing the customer name variable. Now it's time to set up the menu. For each message, you can either choose text-to-speech or an audio file. In this example, we will add a short text explaining the action behind each digit, and we want the menu to replay 1 time. For the digit 1, we are adding this text that is going to be played if the caller press 1. For the digit 2, we are also adding some text, and as you can see, there is an option to transfer the call to support, for example. You can add the number here, and you can enable retries here if the transfer fails. The timeout is how long the call will ring before an action is taken. IVR bypass automatically sends a digit during a call transfer, allowing the caller to skip the menu and go directly to the right department. And the whisper message allows you to add a message that will be played to the agent before the call connects. Here we are going to set up digit 3 with a message containing variable regarding the invoice, for example. Finally, you can also add an optional closing message that will play at the end of the call. We are now done with the script. Now it's time to configure dialer settings. Click on the button right there and a new panel will open. Choose if you want to enable retries in case of call failure, no input, or both. In this example, we will enable retries in case of call failure. We are going to set up 2 retries, one after 1 hour and the second one after 2 hours. Note that if answering machine detection is set to hang up, the call is marked as failed and can be retried. If you leave a voicemail, it is marked as delivered and will not be retried. And if a retry occurs while the calendar is closed, the call will automatically be rescheduled when the calendar opens again. Another thing to know is that recipients who missed the initial call can call back while retries are pending. In that case, the system will play the same script as the outbound call. Once the call is delivered or retries are exhausted, inbound calls are no longer accepted. Here you can configure call distribution. You can choose normal or dynamic. Dynamic limits the number of concurrent recipients we will call per minute, which helps you avoid overloading your destination, for example, support, when using call transfers. Once you have created your dynamic distribution, you can always adjust the load in real time after the broadcast starts. We are done with the dialer settings. Let's set up the post-call actions. Click on the button right here. You can choose to update contact or send an SMS when a call was delivered. Same when retries failed or when a digit is pressed. In this example, we will update contact attribute last invoice status by paid when the caller press 1. That's it, we are done with all the settings. Here you can see a preview of your script with all details of the welcome message, menu, digits, transfers, and closing message. Once you checked everything looks good, you can always save it to come back to it later. or send a test call by clicking here and entering a testing number. If you want, you can schedule the sending for later. Choose a date, the timing and time zone, and click on Schedule. Here we are going to send it now. Double-check your segment and click on Send Now, and that's it, your calls are being made. Now let's see how to analyze the reporting. When your broadcast is complete or ongoing, you can check the reporting by clicking on the chart icon on the right. If the broadcast is still running, you have the option to cancel, run, or pause it. Here you have a button to test it and an arrow to refresh the reporting. Below, you'll find 4 tabs. The first one gives you an overview of the broadcast. You can see the total of calls made and the average call per recipient. Next to it, you'll find a chart showing the percentage of recipients completed, another showing the percentage delivered, one showing the percentage transferred to a destination, and one showing the percentage still in progress. There is also an inputs chart showing the number of recipients having pressed a digit in the menu. And below, you'll find the call history with all the necessary information: phone number, status, number of calls, inputs if they pressed one, transferred or not, and the timing. In the second tab, you can see all the settings that have been configured. In the next tab, you can see your entire script. And in the last tab, you can see the post-call actions and edit them if your broadcast is still running. And finally, you can adapt the call distribution right here if your broadcast is still in progress. That's it. You know pretty much everything about voice broadcast. See you next time to learn more about Naxai, your next communication platform.